Hello my gorgeous loves and welcome. In today's video, I'm going to get into two new recently launched palettes that I've been meaning to test out, and I figured I would just put both of them in one video together. But we are going to get into the ItsBel Cosmetics, I think this is the Mellow Grove palette, as well as the Lunar Beauty Moonshroom palette. I am going to do swatches, give you all the info, and create a look with each of them. But before we get into this video, if you're new here, hello, welcome. My name is Bri, and I'm just a crazy lover of all things beauty, and I like to post a lot of fun, colorful makeup content. I like to do a lot on indie makeup, so if that is what you're into, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. But with that being said, let's get into this video. I'm so excited to get into these two beauties right here. I've been a little delayed, life's been hectic, and it took me a while to finally get to trying these since I bought both of them on launch, and I'm just getting a chance to play with them and do a video. But let's start off with the Lunar Beauty palette. This is so beautiful. This goes for $48 and it is available on their website, and I'm just loving the packaging. Like, look at that. They have the best packaging ever. Lunar Beauty always nails it with their design. And then inside there's a big mirror. It's the same size as their usual palettes, and look at this, a grungy lover's dream. So it looks like this whole middle row is metallics, and then this whole row down here is matte, and mattes up here. You got depth, you got some fun little pops, this interesting little purple moment too. I just think it's gorgeous and really beautiful. Like, I cannot wait to get into this one. I am a huge fan of grungy tones like this, and Lunar Beauty I think has a really beautiful consistent formula when it comes to their mattes as well as their metallics. Like, their metallics are smooth, their mattes are nice and buttery and pigmented, so we are going to see if it's the usual good formula. I have no doubt that it's going to be good. Now let's get into the ItsBel palette. This one also looks really beautiful. I love the butterfly packaging. Now it looks very similar to the packaging from their Midnight Serenade palette, the one that came out before this one. So I'm assuming this might be like a sister palette to it. I actually have it right here. It's more darker and dramatic. Maybe this one's supposed to be lighter and more springy, but I'll compare them to each other in just a moment. So this one goes for $45. It's still available on ItsBel's website, or you can get it from Camera Ready Cosmetics as well. So if you're based in the US, you don't want to worry about international shipping, you want to get it a little sooner, you can go that route. But I do feel like ItsBel shipping is pretty on point, and I've been able to get some stuff really fast from them. But here is how the palette looks up close, and then here is the back of it. It's a little bit on the thicker side, but nice sleek cardboard packaging. And then there is a mirror, and then here are the shades. This is really beautiful. I love these tones. It definitely reminds me of the retro glam palette from Natasha Denona. It's giving me that vibe, right? I'll put a picture of it right here in the corner so you guys can see. Is it not giving retro glam vibes? Maybe some, you know, similarities at least. I don't think they're exactly the same, but that's what it makes me think of. And this one has 15 shades in here, and 9 of them are matte, and then the rest are metallics. But I'm really loving like these minty tones with the rosy tones mixed together. That's why I think of the Natasha Denona one. But this is the ItsBel palette. I'll show you guys what it looks like next to the Midnight Serenade palette. I'm like, there's got to be a reason why they went with similar packaging, right? I'll show you guys. Oh yeah, they were meant to be sisters. You see, this one's definitely a little bit more darker with some more like deeper tones in here, but like similar tones are in both, like the rosy tones. There's some green in here. They're just like a little bit more deeper greens. So I think these are going to pair so nicely together. So if you have this one, I think this one's going to go so well with it. Anyway, so that was the two palettes that we're going to be working with today. So I'm going to get into a look with each of them and then give you guys my thoughts at the end. So we are going to start off with the Moonshroom palette. I did prime my eyes already with the Juvia's Place Eye Prep Eye Primer in shade 2 and did not set it. And I'm thinking like mixing warm and cool tones. I don't know. I'm just winging it right now. So we're going to start off with Pretty Poison. No, we're going to start off with Pixie Pop. I just have to use that shade. It's so cute. And I love the little designs in the pans with the little pixies on it. Okay, that's cute. Let me dust off the excess, and then I'm gonna use that like through the crease. I'm kind of using a big brush, but who cares at this point, because it's gonna be like the transition shade. But I'm not gonna bring it all the way in, but I just was immediately attracted to the shade. I guess because it's like kind of an unexpected color to put in like a grungy tone palette. I want to get into a little bit of Pretty Poison, that one right there, and use that as like the deepening shade. I think that would be a good one to go with this Pixie Pop shade. And I'm gonna put that right here on the outer corner. And then like work it through the crease. It's weird that I'm going more on like the purple side for such a grungy palette and not to the olives, even though I tend to go towards the olive shades in a palette, but I'm liking this mix of like more plummy purple shades in here. So I'm just gonna use that to just deepen things up and get it a little bit through the crease. The shade is able to go on and I'm able to build it up. I do feel like it's having a little bit of a harder time going over like a powder base. I feel like this shade would do a little bit better if it went on like a tacky base, like using this shade first and then going in with the Pixie shade. It's still good. I just noticed I had to kind of work with it a little bit more. So I think I'm going to do the same thing on the lower lash line for now, but we're going to switch it up on the lid in just a moment. So I'm going to go into the shade Pretty Poison. I'm going to use that one first instead on the lower lash line because I do feel like it's just going to stick better directly on the skin, even though I did powder my under eyes. And then I'll blend it out with the Pixie Pop shade. I'm not going to take it all the way in, just like right there. So now let's get a little interesting. At least I think it's going to be interesting. So let's start off with Witch's Hat first. Use that closest to the deep shade on the outer corner right here. Matches up pretty well. I am going to wet my brush just to smooth it on and put it right here. Oh yeah, like that's the perfect shade to go with that deeper matte on the outer corner. It's nice and smooth, but there's like little sparkly bits throughout. But now I want to take a little bit of, do I want to go with Spores or do I want to go with Fairy Wings? Oh, I think maybe I'll use both. I just felt like using an olivey gold shade would make it a little bit more different for this look because I could have totally went into that one too. Oh, no, let's go grungy. This is like mixed plum and grunge. Oh, wow, that is beautiful. Now I want to take a little bit of Fairy Wings, the more lighter goldy shade, and use that right here in the inner portion to add a little bit more. So now for the fun little pop, I want to try to use Honeysuckle. I don't know if it's going to be light enough, but I don't care. I need to use that in the inner corner. It needs to have a moment. Okay, it's a little deeper. It's okay. I still think it's going to look good. We can always go over it with some shimmer. But it's so pigmented. It's like a canary yellow shade. So to try to make this a little bit lighter in the inner corner, I'm going to take Puffball. It is like a beigey shade. I'm going to use that over the inner corner. I feel like that will brighten things up a little bit. We shall see. Is it working? Oh yeah, it's definitely lightening up the yellow a little bit. Oh, I got some on my nose. Don't do that. Don't do what I do. Okay. Yep, that is working just fine as a lightening shade. So do we want to do anything else? I mean, Moon Magic is so pretty. Should we use that on the lower lash line? Right in the front part, just to be able to use it? I think we should. I'm using the same brush I used for the inner corner shade. I'm gonna spray it, and then I'm just gonna pop it right there, right here. Because I just need to have that on my eyes because it's so pretty. Do we want to just tap a little bit of Fairy Wings over the yellow? I think we should just put a little bit over the yellow inner corner. Oh yeah, that just makes it like a more brighter gold pop. Just want it a little bit more. Just didn't feel like it was poppy enough. And there we go. This is so pretty. I love this. I love this a lot. I know I need to build that matte up a little bit more. Pixie Pop. And go into the deeper matte in just a bit. So I'm going to do that off camera. I'm going to figure out something for the waterline, for my lips, and then I will come back and show you guys the completed look. All right, loves, I am back, and here is the completed look. I was feeling a vampy lip for this one. For some reason, I just wanted to go a little darker on my lips, and I just love how this turned out. I'm so happy I went a different direction instead of sticking to like the olive shades and the mustard shades only because I love me my grunge, but I just love that this palette included those like purple plummy tones in here. So it was fun mixing it with like the olive metallic and using that fun pop of yellow in the inner portion. I do feel like the olive metallic turned more into like an antique gold against the purple like plummy mattes, but I still think it looks really beautiful. And for the lips, I use the Live Tinted Lip Cream in Wild. It's like a plummy brown, so I felt like it just matched really well with the eye look. And then for my waterline, I went in with the Sephora waterproof liner in matte lime green just to brighten things up, pull in a little bit more green as well into the look. And then for mascara, I have the Milani Highly Rated mascara and the Beauty For Real High Def mascara. And that is what's on my lashes. I chose not to use any like falsies this time, and I used the NYX Epic Ink Liner to create a wing. And that is all I did off camera to complete this look, and I love it so much. So we should now get into the second look with the Lethal palette. Okay guys, let's get into this look with the Lethal Mellow Grove palette. I'm thinking browns and greens is the direction I'm gonna go. So I'm gonna start off with Ponder, this brown right here, and I'm just gonna fluff it through the crease as the initial transition. I did use the Juvia's Place primer in shade 2 and did not set it, but I'm thinking a full cut crease for this one. Ooh, look at that pigmentation. Wow, I love that. I do want to build the crease up just a little bit more and get like a little bit darker. So I'm gonna go into Quiver, this shade, and I'm gonna use the same brush, and I'm just gonna run that through the crease too on the outer corner. Just get things a little deeper. Wow, that's a beautiful cool tone brown. Now I'm going to do a cut crease. I'm gonna take the Too Faced Born This Way sculpting concealer, and I'm just going to carve everything out. I don't do this often, so don't mind if I suck at it, okay? I am not a professional when it comes to cutting the crease, but I'm just gonna cover my whole lid and just like kind of like take it out too. And now we are going to fill in this space. I think I'm gonna go into a little bit of Tranquil. It's a very cool toned, like light taupe. And I'm just gonna run that over here on the edge. I don't know if that doesn't make any sense, but I just wanna try a bunch of different shades. Just like kind of dragging it out. And like that. Maybe we'll go into is it Sylvan? This one right here, the green. And I'm just kind of dragging it at an angle now. So I want to fill this like space all with green. Yeah, I don't know if what I'm doing looks crazy, but I'm just trying different things. So keep doing that. I'll do my other eye in just a bit. Now I'm going to go into the next matte, and I'll probably put a shimmer in the center, but I want to see what Lagoon is all about. And I just want to really stamp that in the front here. Ooh, this is so pretty. It has little shimmers in it. It is on the very powdery end, so you got to be careful with like fallout. But look at that pigmentation. And I love that it has like little shimmers in it. I don't know if you guys can see it. And it's actually picking up on the eyes. Like I can see the little shimmers kind of sticking there. So I think I want to either go in with Solitude. Let me swatch it. Maybe it's a little too taupey. It looks so sparkly. Or maybe Elysian in the middle instead. I'm thinking Elysian would make sense in the middle. So let me just tap that with my finger. And just get like a spotlight effect. This one looks like there's like a little bit of a pinky shift with this. I don't know, I feel like I need more sparkle than this. That one's a little bit more chill. Maybe I should take a little bit of Solitude because it looked like I had a lot of sparkle. Oh yeah, I'm gonna mix those two up because this has a lot of sparkle in it. It's really pretty, like look at that. It's a gorgeous taupe. So now I'm just gonna do the lower lash line. I'm gonna go on with the browns. I do feel like I need to clean up this brown on the edge up here and like keep it simp like that, right? So let me go back into Quiver, which is the deeper brown, and just run that down here. Oh, I'm like totally covering my face. Should we use something in the front inner portion at the bottom? Maybe a little bit of Sanctuary would be cute. Yeah, a little bit of Sanctuary. I'm gonna put a little bit of that in the front inner portion down here. Wow, that picked up really easily. And it has like little green sparkles, but kind of like a taupey brown base. That's a pretty shade too. So I'm gonna go finish off the look and I will be right back. All right, loves, I am back and here is the look. I had to put my hair down because once I put the lashes on and the little details, I felt like it just came alive and the look just got a little bit more interesting and bold, and I'm just loving how everything came together. So I'll lean in so you guys can really see what I did for the look off camera. So I decided to add a metallic liner on the end of the cut crease all through my arch and crease here. And I did a little combo. So I mixed the Unearthly Cosmetics Immortality Liner in Tears. This was in their V-Day mystery box. And then I mixed it with a Adept Cosmetics liner called Lieutenant Barclay. That's like a green olive shade. This is what it looks like. And it like shifts to taupe and like a kind of antique gold. And this one from Unearthly is like a lighter shade. So those like mixed together made the right kind of color that I wanted to go with this look, made it a little brighter. But you can see just so metallic-y and shifty. And then I was like, I need to put on some little gems. So I added a gem down here and here, right in the center in the lower lash line, and then a gem in the inner portion. If you can see it, they're like really shifty little iridescent gems. And then I was like, I need lashes now. So I have the Chocolate Candy Bar lashes on from Glamlite. And I use the Kiss Lash Glue Liner to stick them on. And then I decided to go in with the NYX Jumbo Pencil and Milk just to brighten up my waterline. And I did like a little, I guess, fox eye thing with the liner. And that is all I did off camera. Oh no, I did one more thing. I used the Lethal Cosmetics Lip Cream in Ambient. It's like a warm brown. Thought it was fitting for the look since I have that warm brown through the crease. But that was everything that I did to complete this look. And I'm very, very happy with how it turned out. So now I'm going to zoom in a bit and give you guys my like final thoughts on both of the palettes. So we're going to get into my thoughts on both of these palettes, and I'm going to start off with the Moonshroom palette from Lunar Beauty. I think this is beautiful. Love the packaging, and I love the color story. I am so into like murky, grungy tones, so if that's what you're also into, I think you would really love this palette. And I like that there was some other fun shades thrown in, like this purple, which is so pigmented. And I think the mattes in here are really nice. The only one I had to work with a little bit more was this Pretty Poison shade. I feel like this is the kind of formula that does best over a tacky base. It didn't grip very well when it was going over another powder. So I would recommend using this one first if you want to use it, and then going in with your lighter blending shades. I think that's the way it's going to work the best on the eyes. And then all the other metallics I used were easy and pigmented and buttery. Like this beautiful yellow right here was stunning. And then the metallics are very creamy and smooth with added little sparkles throughout the shades. I feel like this is that kind of formula that won't enhance texture. It won't look chunky or thick on the lids. It's just a very smooth, creamy, metallic formula. So everything was really nice in here. Just note that this deeper shade took a little bit more work, but once I was able to get it built up into a place that I wanted it to be, it was totally fine. Love how my look came out with this. So I do recommend this. Overall, Lunar Beauty is a really good, consistent brand. I've liked all the palettes I've ever tried from them. So if you're looking for like a perfect little murky, grungy palette, I would highly recommend this one. And then let's get into my thoughts for the ItsBel Cosmetics Mellow Grove palette. This is really good. The quality is amazing in here. I just feel like ItsBel has gotten better and better over time. Every time I try a new palette from them, it's even better than the last one. The mattes in here are pigmented. They're very buttery and silky to the touch. Super pigmented, easy to blend. All of the mattes I used just really showed up on the lid. Even these lighter shades were really showing up. And for lighter shades to show up like that, I mean, that's crazy pigmented. And then the metallics in here are extra foiled and sparkly, especially like this Solitude shade. There's so much sparkle in it. It seems like a more intense metallic formula, something new from ItsBel. I don't know if this is different, but I don't remember their foils being this sparkly. And then this Sanctuary shade has all these green little sparkles with like a taupey base. Now this one was not as sparkly, this green, but it's like a fun limey green. Like this would make a beautiful, fun little inner corner highlight. And it has like a little bit of a pink shift to it. So I do really think these metallics are extra special. These mattes are extra special. And I find this color story very romantic. It gives me spring, but it also gives me fall. So I feel like this is a very transitional palette. So if you like the mix of like rosy tones and browns and greens, you would probably really love this, especially if you like the retro glam palette and you want more of that in your life. This would be a good one. Or if you skipped on the retro glam palette, I feel like this would give you retro glam. It just, to me, gives me that vibe and seems very similar to the Natasha Denona palette, which I did not pick up. So I'm happy I have this one because I thought that color story was stunning. So I feel like I have it now in my collection and I got it in an amazing formula. So I do recommend this palette. So that was my thoughts on these two palettes, the looks that I was able to create, the swatches, the everything. Hopefully this video was helpful in letting you know whether this is something you could pass on or something that you might want to purchase. I just love, you know, giving you guys all the info and trying out fun new makeup on camera with y'all. But you guys would now have to let me know, what are your thoughts in the comments below? Did you purchase any of these palettes? Do you pass? What do you think of the looks? I would love to hear from all of y'all. And if you're new here and you enjoyed this video, you like a lot of fun, colorful makeup content, you like a lot on indie makeup and all that good stuff, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. Also, don't forget to check out the description below. I will have the palettes linked. I'll have other videos of mine you might be interested in watching, as well as the makeup that I'm wearing, like foundation and all of that, in case you're curious. And I will also have my contact and my social media platforms linked. I'm also on Instagram as Brici Lifestyle and Brici_Beauty. So if you want to join my Instagram fam, I would really, really love that. But guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, for being here, supporting me. I just appreciate you guys all so much. And I just hope all of you are doing well wherever you are in the world, and just send you guys so much light and love. But until next time, bye guys.